Barbados, what's up? This is Caribbean Power Lunch, where we feature Black-owned businesses. I am your host, Kevin Valley, and today we are dialed in to BIM with my good friend, a global shaper, TV show host, fashion designer, magazine publisher, philanthropist, and of course, an award-winning young entrepreneur. Podcast world, we welcome Toni Thorne to Caribbean Power Lunch. Toni, what's up?
I'm good. I'm good, Kevin. How are you?
I bet you never got an intro like that before.
Not with the sing-song accent. Not with the sing-song
See, you see, a bigger Barbados, Toni, a bigger Barbados. I gave Barbados love, and they come for the accent
but I'm
already.
I'm not dissing you. I'm not dissing Trinidad. I'm not dissing your accent. I actually like it. I do a very horrible Trini accent. I'm not even going to attempt it.
Oh, well, one should hear my Bajan accent then.
No, that's horrible.
All right, maybe I'll edit that out.
No, it's actually funny.
All right. So, Toni, so with all these various things that you do, there must be a common theme. So if you could tell us in one or two sentences, what is the common theme of your personal mission? I
would say two words, to engage and to empower. That's basically it. And I would add, well, in order to engage and to empower, you have to create things, or you have to be part of things that push the envelope, or elements of society that, challenge the status quo. And that, I think that would be the theme of my life. Okay.
Well, all right. Well, let's get into it. Let's challenge the status quo and let's see what we can do here. All right. So, Pompasette video zine. Now, I was lucky that I could say that properly the first time I tried. But for those who can't,
the word Pompasette.
Pompasette.
Pompasette. It's a Bajan word. I don't know if y'all say in Trinidad.
I think
they say in Antigua too, which kind of means to show off, to be bold, to, if you say, oh, look, this person going down the street Pompasette, and they're really feeling themselves. So I kind of liked the term, and I went with it.
Okay. All right, so what is Pompasette about? The magazine itself?
Well, Pompasette started as a magazine, kind of wanting to highlight millennial Caribbean, Barbadian and Caribbean culture, and persons that fall into the creative industries, whether you were a designer, a chef, a promoter, a gymnast, an aerial silks instructor, just wanting to curate Caribbean fashion and culture in a tasteful and relatable way for millennials. It kind of transitioned and became more than that because, if I'm honest, because of the fluctuating printing costs in Barbados, and it wasn't really sustainable to build a business on something as big as printing costs, and you don't know how much printing costs would be 3 months, 6 months from when you were doing business. So I couldn't tell within 3 months how much printing costs would be. So I couldn't do forecasts, and I couldn't look to make my business sustainable. And that actually turned out to be a good thing because it gave me the opportunity to branch out Pompasette into make the business a lot bigger than just being a magazine. And I'm happy for that because I'm seeing the printing area kind of experience a lot of challenges when people don't complain about the high printing costs or the logistics of printing. They're complaining about, competing with digital and, calling printed magazines kind of like a dying breed. I don't think it's a dying breed, but I do think that in many instances, people have not embraced digital as quickly as they ought to have done.
Okay, so why wouldn't you say it's a dying breed?
I can't say that it's a dying breed. For example, I don't like ebooks. I like reading. I like literally buying my book on Amazon, having it shipped here. I like hardback books, not paperback. I like reading the book. I like the experience of reading the book. So I am sure that there are many other people like myself. So I can't say it's a dying breed. I would say it's a transitioning breed. I don't know if we will come to the day when people don't read books how we have traditionally read books or read information like that. Actually, I was watching something the other day and it said that books will be a lost concept in 50 years. How our children will learn is that they will learn by video. I read or I heard somebody say that. So I don't know. I can't predict the future like that. And I don't want to predict the future like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting, right? Mm-hmm. I could see the value in holding a book in your hand. I like that feeling too. I like smelling new pages and everything. I like you sit down with it in your bed, you go wherever it is. You get more of that emotional connection, I guess.
Yeah, that's correct.
So how do you continue to have fresh content to produce on the show? I looked at a few episodes in my research. You know, I know you saw me liking your Instagram post at 2 in the morning and wondering what is wrong with me.
No, I didn't. I didn't wonder.
So do you ever feel that you would run out of content to produce or run out of ideas and stuff?
No, not at all, because we produce content every day in our everyday life. I don't ever fear running out of content. For me, that is at the total bottom of the totem pole. I never even thought of that.
So, Toni, you studied economics and law, right?
Economics and accounting. I did economics and accounting at UE, and then I did law at the University of London.
Okay. How was it for you starting a TV show? Was it awkward for you, without having the textbook media training, or were you comfortable, being a competition winner in the past, a global shaper, traveling from South America to Asia, interviewing the President of Coca-Cola, President of Panama? What would you say, that made you more comfortable in starting the show?
I'm always comfortable creating things because I think that I'm an entrepreneur at heart. And the best kind of entrepreneur is not only the one that's passionate, but the entrepreneur that understands business. And if I wanted to start, let's say, a perfume, I know that the smart way to do it is to surround myself with people that know what they're doing and know what they're doing well. So I'm never really afraid to start something because I know that you hire or you work with people that are strong in areas that you are weak in. Simple.
Oh, so you have no qualms about hiring people when you start off? Because many people like to start off lean. They want to try and do everything by themselves, like Kevin.
I do that. I do start off lean. I always do the lean way, but I'm not going to try to do something that I know that I'm not good at because it does the business a disservice.
I should take your advice.
I mean, don't get me wrong. At this point in time with Sweetheart Sandals, when I started out, I wasn't making the shoes, and then something really bad happened that then I had to go and learn how to make the shoes, and now I'm making the shoes. But I know that I can't be making the shoes 2-3 months from now because my talent is in design and in managing the brand. My talent is not in necessarily, although I do a great job and I have 2 assistants, my time is best spent doing what I know I can do best and getting persons to do what I am not number one at in the business.
So when you
because now I have carpal tunnel syndrome. So, it's just knowing when you have to really suck it out and knowing when it's time to, sacrifice and say, hey, I want to go to the next level, but I can't go to the next level at this level.
So would you say winning sponsors is one of your talents?
People say so. I like people for the most part. I like a challenge, and I think I'm a genuine person to the point that in this case, if I come to you and I say, Kevin, I have a proposition for you, those people that when they call you and they, oh my God, people that when they call you and they say, I have a proposition for you, you automatically roll your eyes because it's going to be a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I are opportunists, right? I see myself as the opposite of that. So if I go to somebody and I say, listen, I have an opportunity for you, it's genuinely that I have an opportunity for you. Yes, I plan to benefit, but I'm not coming to the table just with what I plan to eat. Anytime I come to the table, it's going to be beneficial to both me and my life and the persons that I'm sitting on the table with.
Win-win.
So having that premise, I think anybody that I then go to their table, I think they would understand that. And they have thus far understood it. And it has worked well for me. And people understand the benefit of being a partner or coming on board or sponsoring whatever it is thus far that I've brought to the table. I've been fortunate in that area. So I guess I might be good. I must be good at it.
All right, good. So being good at these things, right? What aspect of your show do you obsess about the most? So for instance, for me, with this podcast, I spend maybe 70-75% of my time editing episodes and maybe the other 25-30 actually researching guests and conducting interviews. So when I like your post at 3 in the morning, that's my 25%.
Okay. I'm kind of like the opposite. So I think I need to get a little bit more like you. I need to focus more on the technical. My thing is engagement and connecting with people. So I'm more focused on, okay, who am I going to interview? Is the person that I'm interviewing, one, is it going to be something interesting? Is it something also that I personally am interested in? Is it going to connect with persons? Are people going to change it 1 minute in? Are people going to lean into the television or to their computer 1 minute in? Are they going to pause it and call everybody else around their cubicle to watch it? Is it going to bring good ratings? Are my sponsors going to be pleased? And all that comes down, in my opinion, to authenticity and people seeing a need to connect. So for me, I think that those things that I've listed kind of trumps quality, because I'm sure that you've been sent viral videos on your phone where the audio wasn't good and the lighting wasn't good, but it touched your heart. It probably gave you, you shed a tear. Highly unlikely with you being a man. But are you cackled out for like a good minute and watched it again and again and again and again, and you weren't even thinking about, you know, the technical quality. So I think personally that's where I focus most of my attention on. But I think I could definitely do with focusing a little bit more on the technical.
No, Toni, you are right. I am wrong. I need to go to bed and stop spending all these hours editing episodes.
I never said that. You can put people to come for me.
Focus on stalking my guests at all hours in the morning and learning everything about their lives. I should just do that. Toni, you are so right. This is like a eureka moment.
I'm actually usually in bed by 8:30.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I used to be up late.
Alright, so starting off the show, what was the biggest challenges you had back in 2013? Okay.
Convincing people that it would work, convincing people that people would watch it, convincing professional media persons that it will bring something different to the table, and convincing persons that prospective videographers, etc., that I didn't have as much money as they thought that I had, so their exorbitant quotes were not going to get very far.
So negotiations is part of your skill set as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Now that your show is a big success, I mean, you're across in 30 different countries?
I'm trying, yeah.
How do you do that? That's interesting. I think...
How I did what?
Now, how did you get your show syndicated across 30 different countries? I think that would be valuable for the listeners.
Picking up the phone and calling people. We think that things are so difficult, you know, rocket space science. But don't underestimate getting some good elbow greasing and just doing work. Where there's a will, there's a way. And, you know, life is a lot simpler than we may think.
Okay. And did you get a lot of opposition from these people?
If I did, it wasn't anything that I have held on to.
All right, you just keep pressing.
Yeah, for sure. Just keep pressing. Understand that a lot of people's rejection of you or a lot of people's negative responses towards you have, in a lot of cases, not as much as you may believe to do with you.
Yeah, it's really about themselves and their own insecurities and their own fears, right?
I mean, some of it may be you too. I don't want to give those out there the wrong impression.
Whoa.
Or people that are very obnoxious, or, you know, people that have elements of them that, as we all do, need to change. I would say for the most part, is a reflection of them. But sometimes you got to sit and ask yourself, is what this person is saying true? Is the energy that this person is meeting me with, is it as a result of the energy I'm bringing to them?
So now that you're ready, that you're big and you have a large following and viewership, what sort of challenges do you face now?
Kevin, if I'm honest with you,
please.
I don't see. Okay, so people feel. I mean, the cliche, or people think that Instagram and Facebook and social media is legit real life. It's an aspect of life, but it's not the whole thing. So people then assume that because you have a lot of followers, let's say you have 5,000 followers, that you have 500,000 in the bank, and it doesn't work like that. So there's the assumption that the more followers somebody may have on social media, they have an exorbitant amount of money. So then you have to literally sit down and be like, no, this is not the case. What I'm saying that I can afford is legit what I'm saying I could afford. What are the challenges? To be honest, I embrace challenges, and I don't want to sound cliche, but it's the truth. So I can't say right now that I'm experiencing challenges that I don't embrace. Any challenge that I have right now is one that I'm embracing, because I know I have to go through it to get to the next level.
Now, speaking of next level, you're a fashion designer now? You are clothing and fashion.
No, I used to be. I had a summer camp at the age of 7, but Boik was legitimately the first business that I had. I started that whilst I was at University of West Indies, UWE. We would have gone to all the major fashion shows in the Caribbean. I was regarded as the Caribbean princess of fashion, unquote, and all these kind of really lovely terms that were very endearing to an 18-year-old girl like me at that point in time. I won Caribbean Fashion Awards, the Next Gen Design of the Year. I was featured in the London Times. My designs were featured in London Times. So I would say that experience was a good one.
But now you are also in the fashion game. You got Sweetheart Sandals.
Yes, for sure. So I wanted to go back into design. I really like fashion, but I didn't want to compete with all the fashion designers that I would work with or interact with doing Pompasette. So I decided that if I do a product, it should complement all of the existing fashion designers that I interact with via Pompasette, via the show. And I thought that to do a shoe line, a sandal line would be best, because you can't have an outfit without shoes.
Fair. What makes Sweetheart Sandals stand out? What is it about it?
I think at this stage, from the intel that I've gotten, it's the designs, it's the very funky leather. The leather is very pretty. The textures that we use are not those knock-on wood that currently are being used by handmade sandals. Everything is handmade. Everything is hand-cut. Every aspect of the shoe is made with love, and I think the brand has really resonated with persons that patronize it and persons that follow the page, persons that like the brand.
All right, so you're sourcing materials, you have to manage the production process, inventory, customer service, all the while you have your TV show going on, you got the video zine going on. So how do you manage all of that?
Going to sleep early and waking up early. That's how I manage it, Kevin, to be honest, because my TV show is basically me. For the most part, I do the majority of work with Sweetheart. I also consult with the tourism board here. I consult with other companies here in Barbados, corporate Barbados. I am an event producer. I have other businesses with other persons. So my plate is very full. And then I have a personal life as well. So I try to do my best where I can, and until I can't, and when I can't, get extra hands. So that's how I manage.
Okay, because you seem to place a strong emphasis on your personal touch in all your various projects. How do you get comfortable delegating tasks to your team and trusting that the products or your shows or everything will be produced to your liking?
Well, you said the word trust. So trusting that they're going to do. I am comfortable with someone if I trust that they are going to do the right thing. And in doing the right thing, it means that they're going to do the job that they have been brought on to do at a great level, an excellent level, and trusting them that they're going to act with honesty and integrity, which is a big thing for me. I am all about, honesty, integrity, just having some level, modicum of values and morals. So I get comfortable delegating work to you if I know that you pass those two tests of trust, being good at your job and being a good person. Because I can't do my job if I'm looking around my shoulder all the time at you.
All right, let's get into the advice. So what practical and actionable advice would you give to listeners who would like to follow in your footsteps in becoming an ambassador for their country's success and progression in the economy, and how to...
The first thing is that I feel that people need to have their own footsteps. We're living in an age now where individuality is a gift. So I would first tell persons, don't try to walk in somebody else's shoes. If you want to take the same path as them, that's fine. But you could take a similar path or the same path, but walk in your own shoes, That's the first thing I would tell people, because the imitation is never as good as the original. This is not with me. This is just in general in life. People work so hard to be somebody when they've had themselves for all their life. So that's the first thing I would tell persons.
How do they get to execute on their plans as well as you did? So I know you have this phrase that you made at
the Ministry of Youth event.
At the Ministry of Youth event that I saw you on your live, right? You said create.
That's fine.
Create, innovate,
and make it happen.
We understand the create and innovate part, but how do we get to making it happen? I think that's the challenging part. I think that's the stumbling block where people encounter.
But the thing is that the challenging part should be the easiest part. Just get up and do. Like, so many people write, and I love it. I love people that send messages and asking for advice and stuff. And I'd say 60% of the answer to the questions or to the situations could just be answered with get up and do it. People come with, oh, my dad told me that this, and my mother, and I can't seem to do this, and I can't seem to do that, and nobody likes it, and probably nobody likes it because it's not good. You think every idea that I had was a good idea? No. You think every business I tried to launch was... I found, and I have it in my study, I found this piece of paper that I had done. It was an entertainment company, and I probably did it when I was a teenager. And I looked at it, I was like, oh, cool idea. But it didn't work. There's so many ideas that I had. I wanted to do like a coffee shop. Not a good idea. Not a good location. Not the good time. Competitors. So, there are ideas that I had that turned out to not be for me. And I'm sure everybody has those things. But if you have the conviction and you think that, okay, this idea could really work, why wouldn't you get up off of your butt and do it? Everybody has issues. Everybody has issues. People come on, and especially in the Caribbean, people come with this thing, oh, she got to do this because of who her parents are, or he gets to do this because he comes from money, or he has money. There's so many people that have money that are lazy as hell and cannot get a business off of the ground. All of their projects have failed. And then you have people that don't have all that money, but they're getting up every morning and doing what they need to do because they want to go to the next level. They want to be able to put their children in a position that they didn't have. Kevin, I don't work this hard so that my children could have the experiences that I had. I want my children, and they had great experiences. I want that if I had an experience of 8 out of 10, I want that my children have 10 out of 10 experiences, and I am not going to spoil them. I work hard to protect and to guard my legacy, and a big part of my legacy would be my children. So nobody that has that get up and go mentality will tell you otherwise.
Okay. So what do you think about the whole premise of people that say they have a plan, they want to take action, but they want to research first. They want to research and research and research first before I
know somebody that used to do that. They research themselves into oblivion.
It's called analysis paralysis.
Into oblivion. Huh?
I said it's called analysis paralysis.
Yeah, what it really is that There are a lot of people that get highs off of talking about what they're going to do. And they also get highs off of researching because it gives them the impression that they're already doing it. It's a mind trick. The only high that you can get is actually doing it and actually seeing it happen and actually seeing it work and actually seeing it succeed. There's no perfect idea. It's never going to be the perfect time. So just do it. I just recently won an award, and it was a pitch competition where we had to do like a business plan and stuff like that. And it was a good experience. I really like many aspects of business, so I had a good time. But I've encountered so many persons that focus so much on the business plan and not on the business. You don't need to have all your ducks in a row. We need to draft a concept document, and then we need to do this, and then we need to do a feasibility study, and this and that. Come on, just do it.
Just do it. Just take action, right?
Yeah, Nike said it.
So did Toni. Toni, how can people find you for feedback, patronage, and mentorship?
People can find me on social media. Toni Thorne, Toni, last name Thorne.
Public figure.
You can message me on LinkedIn. You can message. No, you can message me on LinkedIn. You can message me. I only started by using LinkedIn within the last month. But you can message me on LinkedIn. You can message me on Instagram. You can message me on Twitter. I think it will come through on Hotmail. I haven't tweeted in a while. You can message me on, those are the ways. And I always respond.
Hey, listen, Toni, we looking to wrap up here. This was like a real power lunch. This was quick. I mean, you and concise. You are not superfluous at all.
My belly's full.
What's that?
I said my belly's full. I did lunch.
All right. Nice. All right, Toni, thanks a lot for coming through. Is there anything...
Thank you so much, Kevin.
No problem at all. Is there anything that we haven't covered that you would like to leave us with? I feel like there's some stuff you want to get off your chest,
No, because I believe in doing and not talking about what I'm going to do. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on social media. If you got any questions, just let me know. And God bless you, and just go after your dreams. This is not a dress rehearsal. You only got one chance. And the worst thing is to be old and bitter and look back 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years and say, I wish I did this. Or this person came up with my idea, and then you end up being bitter. You hate everybody around you. That's the worst thing to be. So just get up and do what you got to do now. There you have it. Podcast world, just do it. Toni Thorne, thanks a lot for taking this call. Thanks a lot for taking the time. Thank you, Kevin. It was nice catching up with you again. Hopefully I'll see you again, other than when you come to Trinidad for Carnival. Walking up bad. Thank you. Bye. Cabin Studios, Bimshire, we are out.